Hello and welcome to this video all about grounding. I wanted to explain a little bit more detail because generally grounding is a really important aspect of natural healing, yet it takes such a little amount of time to explain it, and it seems so simple that it can seem not much in the course. So very simply, grounding is taking an experience that brings you back in your body, takes you out of your mind, takes you out of your nervous system, takes you out of any fantasy, and brings you back into the moment, into your reality, into your body, feeling, breathing, being connected to the earth. Hence why it's called grounding. It's bringing you back down to the ground. And very often, especially if you are surviving any victimization, any trauma, any abuse, if you're in recovery, whether that be recovery from suicide attempt, from addiction, from any sort of illness, when we suffer from pain and things, one of our coping mechanisms is to dissociate, is to leave our body, let the body feel the pain, and we're not involved in it. And although that is a helpful coping strategy, when we adopt that as long term, it can actually cause more problems because we're not addressing the reality of our experience, or we're actually inviting in trigger responses from past experiences that aren't actually happening now. And that can cause us all sorts of problems. That's why we can repeat cycles. That's why we can get caught in the slippery downhill slope of suicidal ideation, lead to acting out our addictions, lead to flares up of pain that aren't actually relevant to our situation. So grounding is a practice that is absolutely vital to any health and well-being. Just for anyone, but especially if you have experienced trauma, abuse, or neglect. So grounding can come in many ways, and it's pretty much any experience that brings you back into your body that you have to be present for, that you have to feel. And some grounding exercises are going to work better than others for you. So it's often worth practicing a few different ones and seeing what works well. There are many ways to do it. There are ways you can do it really easily right now at home. Or there are ways you can do it by literally going outside and connecting with nature. Connecting with nature is naturally grounding, especially if you do it without wearing plastic clothes and barefooted. One really quick, easy way to ground is to lie on the ground, to walk barefoot in the grass, to go for a walk, to get your heart rate up a little bit so you're breathing in the air, feeling the wind on your face. Being amongst nature naturally grounds us because we tend to have to become more aware of our environment because we're more exposed to more sensory experiences. But other ways to ground can be drinking, eating, not mindlessly. The key here is to do it consciously. So a hot drink that you might feel heat in your mouth, on your lips. You might feel when you swallow that hot drink, you might feel it go down. A really cold drink that might have the opposite effect. You might feel it in your mouth and you get sensation. Movement, stretching, twisting, shaking, clapping, tapping your body. Not hard, doesn't have to be hard, but just something that invites sensation. Breathing consciously. Deep breaths. Jumping up and down, dancing, singing. All of these things are really easy to list, but actually it's doing them. It's the doing of them that gives you the effect that you want and need. And grounding is something that can be used in an emergency response. So if you feel yourself being triggered, if you feel your emotions being overly elevated to a point of overwhelm, if you feel yourself leaving your experience in your body, you can use them to instantly bring you back to your experience and help you calm down. But actually, it's an ongoing practice. It's something that you do intentionally every day, several times a day, can just support to create a more balanced lifestyle where you are continually feeling connected to your experience and you're not thinking about the past, you're not wondering about the future, you're just experiencing your present moment. I think, again, it's super important and sounds simple, but when you do it, when you really do it and commit to it, it's life-changing, health-affirming, encourages wellness. So please do experiment with grounding exercise, find what works for you, find what you can use in emergency situation where you make that choice. You feel yourself slipping, you feel yourself going into a trigger or something highly activates you, something you can use instantly, anywhere. So that might be a breathing technique, or it might be the touching, or it might be, even something like this. This can be really grounded, and you can do it without lots of people noticing. Whatever it is, have an emergency grounding response, and then develop your grounding practices to something that you can do regularly and add it into your daily routine so it becomes part of your lifestyle to be and stay grounded. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next ones.